Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. It is the final video of 2021. It is Premier League predictions for the games on New Year's Day. At the time of recording this, there are only 9 fixtures being played. The game between Leicester and Norwich has been called off. So we're just going to dive into predictions. I am going to give shout outs to those people that gave their predictions for the Boxing Day fixtures. I'm going to do it in the middle of the video. So we're going to do 5 predictions, do those, give the shout outs, then do the remaining 4, and then we can all go and have a great New Year's Eve. So without further ado, let's dive into this. And the first match is a big one. It is Arsenal versus Manchester City. I would love to be able to back Arsenal in this one. I would love for Arsenal to win this game. I think most people would love Arsenal to win this game as well, just to make the league seem a little bit more interesting. It does feel that Manchester City are in unstoppable mode and are just going to rack up too much of a points lead over Chelsea and Liverpool for anyone to come back into it. They look so good. They don't even have to play well. They didn't play that well against Brentford, but they ground the game out by 1-0. Arsenal really struggled in the games when they've played the top sides this season. There's plenty of signs for Arsenal fans to be encouraged with all the football that they've played, and they've looked really good recently. But this is a massive test, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on against that City machine, if you like, that's going to put that back line under pressure. Arsenal are in danger of doing what they did against Liverpool if they try and be a bit too cute with their playing out from the back, because City will just be on them the whole game. But I do think Arsenal will cause City some problems at the back with the slickness of the football they played, if they can avoid that press. But there's going to be a lot of backs to the wall defending. There's going to be City dominating the game like they normally do. Foden looking pretty damn good at the moment as well, along with all the other usual candidates. As I said, I would love to back Arsenal in this one. And I usually do, but I just think Man City are too strong at the moment. I'm going to go for Arsenal 1. A very sad face. Man City 3. Watford versus Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs, wasn't a great result against Southampton, but they did everything that they possibly could do to win the game. They just could not get that second goal. They are looking very strong. The players look like they've embraced what Conte has told them to do, which you don't really get much choice with Conte. If you're not going to do it, you're out of the team. And they just look a lot fitter. They look a lot sharper. And as I say, they've got those devastating forward players that can win any game. And they really should have beat that Southampton side. And they'll be kicking themselves for playing against 10 men for so long. Watford, it's Isaiah Dennis against the Premier League, really, isn't it? He seems to be the only leading light for them at the moment, the only goal threat that they carry. But what a player. Who's he going to be playing for next season? I don't think it's going to be Watford. Roberto the Hornet's going to hate me for that one. But in this one, I do expect it to be another tight game. I think Spurs will nick it. I'm going to go for Watford 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Crystal Palace versus West Ham United. A ding-dong London derby to ring in the new year. Both these sides enjoyed very good victories against the whipping boys of the league in Norwich City, and both will be confident of backing it up with another victory in this one. I still have question marks over that West Ham defence, which was not tested against Norwich, and even Norwich did create some chances against them, but they look like they got their attacking mojo back. Jared Bowen looking very good, and Antonio back in the goals, and Souček with a really good goal as well. A rare one for him. He was dynamite last season, not scored so much this season. Palace, Edouard, fantastic up top as well. Really led the line for them really well. Zaha coming back in too. I think this one's going to be an enjoyable game. I'm going to go like I did for the last West Ham one, got it completely wrong. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Brentford versus Aston Villa. Like with most games this season, Brentford have made a good account of themselves against pretty much everyone that they've played. They were good against Man City, could have very easily got a point in that one. There was a chance in the first half. I just do not know how that ball has bounced over Ivan Toney's head. But they will definitely be well up for this one, and I think they've been better at home than they have been away. Aston Villa have been just generally good under Stevie G and a very hard side to beat. So I do expect this one to be a tight match. I'm going to go for another draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. Everton versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Well, no surprise in this one that I'm racking up the draws, and I'm racking up another draw here. Brighton just don't win many games, and as I keep saying, they're a very good team. They got that late equaliser against Chelsea, fully deserved. Great goal by Welbeck. Welbeck will do that a few times throughout the season. Just step up and score an unexpected goal, and then just bunker down and do nothing for a few weeks, then get injured and rinse and repeat. But it was an important point. They just keep churning out these points. As I say, that they don't lose many games. Everton, I think, will make this game as dull as possible. So we're going to go for another point. 1-1 draw. Okay, that leads us into a little break now. And we're just going to run over and say thank you to all the people that gave their predictions for our Boxing Day predictions. If you want to get a shout out on the next Premier League predictions, which won't be for a couple of weeks because we've got FA Cup coming up first, then please just leave your predictions down below in this video and I will give you a shout out in the next Premier League video. We do a little competition where you get 1 point for a correct result and 3 points for a correct score, and we just see who wins overall. It's all for fun, but I do enjoy everyone that plays along. So we're just going to give a shout out and see who won for the Boxing Day fixtures. Coming in and bringing up the rear, unfortunately, is Christopher Mullins. Only got 2 points, only got 2 correct results in there. Unlucky Christopher, please try again this week. Roast Maximus also got 2 as well. So we had 2 people bringing up the rear. Again, only 2 correct results. So again, please try again. Roast Maximus for the New Year's Day predictions. But thank you both for giving them. As so often happens, a reigning champion gets cut down to size with this stupid, unpredictable Premier League. Shane O'Donnell, he won the previous week before. He only got 3 points this week. But Shane, thank you very much for all the predictions you give. And I'm sure you'll give them again for this week. Josh Koska is also in with 3. Josh, a Liverpool fan, has come in from Grandstand Betters channel. Should definitely go and check out Grandstand Betters. I do not plug them enough. But if you like winning money, and go and check out Grandstand Betters. But Josh also got 3 points. Josh, thank you very much for all your predictions, and I'm sure you'll carry on into the new year too. Roberto the Hornet, also with 3, our suffering Watford fan, although he must be loving Isaiah Dennis's performance. But again, Roberto, thank you very much for all your predictions. We'll see you in the new year, and carry on the good work. Manish Thapar is next with 4. Massive apologies need to go out to Manish as I put up the wrong score predictions in the last video, as Manish liked to remind me twice. But okay, it was a mistake, Manish. I do apologise. I'd love to say that it won't happen again, but I think we know that it probably will. But thanks for all your predictions. 4 points for you. Next is a Judy who has smashed all records in the past, but not this week. But did get 4 points, quite high up the leaderboard along with Manish. So well done, Judy. Thank you again for all your predictions, sir. Final 2 places, and coming in second place is Robert Allen. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. You could picture him in a multitude of bridesmaids outfits, but Robert did get 6 points, one of only 2 people to actually get a correct score. Well done, Robert, for getting Aston Villa versus Chelsea, and again being a Patreon backer as well. Thank you for all the support you give to Very Biased Opinions, and I know for a fact that will carry on into the new year. So well done, and I'm sure you'll get that winner's crown one day. And that leaves us with our winner, and I think I've named this person winner more than any other person, so it's probably fitting that he did win the last round of predictions for 2021. It is Suhail Zubair. Suhail, once again, fantastic. You got a correct score for Brighton versus Brentford, which gave you 7 points overall and gave you the title. A winner is you, and I know for a fact you'll be back to defend your crown in the new year. Thank you to everybody and to you for all your predictions once again. And again, if you want to get a shout out in the next video, leave your comments and predictions down below. And thank you to everybody that it does. But that is all of my grandstanding and hot dogging out of the way. Let's get back to the predictions. Leeds United versus Burnley. I think this is a massive chance for Burnley and one they really need to take. Just watched them play Man United and I thought they actually played quite well. They had their chances, they just couldn't take their chances. And I think that's been a familiar theme all the way through the season. They're coming up a Leeds United side who are struggling. And a Leeds United side that would very much like this to be an open game. But I don't think Burnley will make it like that. And I think that Burnley will test Leeds' defensive frailties. And it's a matter of who Bielsa can cobble together. But I do expect this to be more pain for Leeds on New Year's Day. I am going for, probably quite controversial, Leeds 0, Burnley 1. Southampton versus Newcastle United. Well, both of these sides actually had pretty good periods over Christmas, didn't they? Newcastle had that very spirited point against Manchester United. They probably should have won that game. Saints had two great results, a win at West Ham and a backs to the wall job against Tottenham. They had down to 10 men very early in that game, but they held on. So 4 points for them over this Christmas period is priceless for House and Hootle, and for the Saints it moves them quite nicely above that drop zone, and I think they're in good form. I think they're in good spirits. Ward Prowse again with a beautiful goal in that game, and I think they do look dangerous. I just can't see Newcastle getting anything out of this game, despite the fact that like Joel Linton, St Maximan, like some Longstaff are playing much better for them, but it's another defeat, I'm afraid. I'm going to go for a Southampton 2-1 win. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Well, another cracking game to start New Year's Day. You've got Arsenal, Man City and Chelsea versus Liverpool. Both these sides desperately need a win here. I mean, even though there's still plenty of points to play for, I'd say they both are labelling this as must win because they can't fall further behind Manchester City. There's some Chelsea fans that may already think they're already out of it after their draw against Brighton. Liverpool, real shocking defeat in their last game out against Leicester, especially with the Salah missed penalty, and then how did he miss that rebound? So both sides really going to be going for it here. There's weird stuff going on at Chelsea with this Lukaku coming out basically saying that he's not happy and he wants to go back to Inter. What is wrong with this guy? I mean, he literally spent the second half of the last season saying he wanted to get out of Inter. Now he wants to go straight back. It is very, very weird. Are things starting to unravel for Thomas Tuchel already? Are we going to see him, the head being on the chopping block? You know how Chelsea like to chop and change. Klopp, that's the thing. Liverpool have been good, but you almost have to be perfect to get close to Man City, and Liverpool just haven't been perfect lately. But I think they're going to win this game. I think that Chelsea are struggling, and I think the crowd, it's a bit of a toxic atmosphere at Stamford Bridge the more they struggle in front of goal, and I think Liverpool will find a way to win this one. I'm going to go for Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers is the final game that brings us out. Man, you always seem to be the last game. I don't put them deliberately last. That's just how the fixtures roll out. They had a good 3-1 win over Burnley, much needed. They still looked a little dodgy at the back, but they were comfortable enough in the game. And I just think the fact that Wolves haven't played for a long time will be the key factor here. A lot of rust. I think Man United will be a lot better for that outing that they've played. I like Cavani playing up front with Ronaldo. Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, although they've had their problems this season, are much better defenders in that back line as well. Varane should come back in. Who knows who's going to be available for Wolves? They haven't played for such a long time. But with Jimenez up front, they still do have a chance. Traore, if he can finally get some... what's the word? Be a bit more clinical, a lot more clinical with his assists and his goals, they might be able to get something. But I just think Man United are going to win it. I'm going for a 2-1 Man U win. And that brings us to an end of our New Year's Day prediction. Thank you very much for supporting Very Biased Opinions in 2021. It does mean the absolute world to me. Anybody that has watched any minute of any video, this is greatly appreciated. If you could hit like on this video, that would be great. And if you like the content, think about subscribing too. Of course, we're back in 2022 with more content, more videos, more Premier League, of course, more Oxford United stuff. So stick with us. Have a great New Year's Eve. I'll see you in the new year.